Do you have recessed lights in your house to make a loud popping or cracking sound, or kind of like a snap? It usually happens about 5 seconds after you turn them on, and it also usually happens about 10 seconds after you shut them off. Well, the problem is there are these metal housings that they're housed in. Now, if these are fit too tight into your ceiling, they don't have any room for expansion and contraction, so they make that popping sound or snapping sound, whatever you want to call it. It's also where this housing here fits inside the metal housing. If it's metal on metal, it will also do that, especially if these fit too tight. Now, there's a couple things you can do. There's really only two that I know of. You can make the gap around your hole bigger, which requires you to take the housing out, cut the hole a little bigger, give it a little room, and also allows for more air infiltration though from your attic and to your attic. Or what they've done is, there's several different manufacturers, but Sylvania has made a micro disc light. It's super thin. As you can see, there's no housing on it. That's because they actually made the housing separate. This is pretty much an electrical box slash housing. And you just wire this up like you would normally wire a light. You stuff it up inside your attic. You'll make this connection, and then this light just slides up into your ceiling, and these springs hold it in place. So there's no metal on metal contact. There's no metal on this at all. Actually, it's all plastic. There's no expansion, contraction, no popping, no snapping sound, absolutely nothing. They're super quiet. I'm going to show you what the box looks like. I've installed 16 of these into my house, and not a one has ever made a sound. And I've removed 16 of these that were making the popping, snapping sound. Now, out of the 16 I removed, there's probably 10 of them that made that noise. And these aren't nearly as bright as the new lights anyways. These are probably 10 years old, so they were kind of due for replacement. I kind of got used to the popping sound they were making, and I just never really worried about it. But I want to show you the box that these micro discs come in. And there's several different manufacturers of these now, but Sylvania makes some really nice ones. They're very easy to install. The thing is that you might have to do, depending on the size of your old housing, you might have to make the hole a little bit bigger for these to slide up into, which was the case for me. Once I took this housing out, you have your hole in your ceiling. I had to open it up about 1/4 of an inch, which really isn't no big deal with a drywall saw, and then put these into place. And for the last, let's see, maybe 8 weeks, I started putting these in. It's totally silent, no noise. These are way brighter than my old ones. Been extremely happy with them. I actually have a selector on the electrical box to select from, I think it's 2400 or 2700 to 5000 K. So you can go from kind of a warm light to a bright daylight. And my old ones were not selectable at all. So if you're having that problem, like I said, you can open up the hole. You need to have some type of air gap for your housing and the light to expand and contract so they're not touching each other and they're not making that popping sound. But that's generally how or why they're doing it. And for me, I wasn't going to take them out, mess with them, put them back in. I'm installing these micro lights. I'm 100% happy with them. And I hope that this video has been some good information for you, and I thank you for watching.